Hello, everyone, and welcome back to All Leeds TV. Tonight is the West Ham preview, and tonight we've got Phil with us. Hi, Phil. How you doing?
Bonjour. I'm very good. How are we all doing? I've missed you very much. I've been away for a couple of weeks, adding to the brood.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got a little boy again. He's 8 days old, happy, healthy, and at home, and he's already watched Leeds 3 times now. So the poor fucker's already bored of it.
Did he sleep through it all?
Yeah, 100%. And then, like, when I've been doing night feeds and stuff, I make him watch the highlights again, and he just looks at me as if to say, "Dad, please stop." You know, got to be done. Got to educate him early. I've got no chance with the firstborn. He's already off to taekwondo instead. So try and get the second one into football. We'll try.
Yeah. So it's nice to welcome back Martin and Scotty. How are you, Martin?
I'm great, thanks. Pensively looking forward to the game tomorrow. Injury crisis is not great, but get to see some more young lads. So see how it goes.
Yeah, good. Have we got Scotty with us?
Who cuts out just before his introduction.
Introduced, yeah. Oh, we'll bring him back in a minute anyway.
Are we going to go early on this, Rhiannon? Do we leave it? Do we go there? Do we leave it?
Do go there. I'd still say no. Let's not re-sign him. I'm sorry. I love his character. I love the fact that he was just literally like, he got the morale going, didn't he? He brought everyone together, kept everyone laughing, had a good, do you know what I mean? He just had a good vibe about him. But my God, like when he actually had a football in front of him, you didn't know which 𝘽𝙬𝙎 you were going to get, did you? So, no. Hi, Scott. How are you?
Hi, sorry for the delay there. My wife decided that she was going to be going out tonight and didn't tell me until after I told her it was going to be on here. So, yeah, I've just decided to let my daughter sit up as long as she doesn't torture me, which she promised. But much like a cheap rug, she lies.
Oh.
But yeah, there we go. All good, though. All good. And the hood over here.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Phil.
Who's going? Who's going tomorrow?
Yay!
In the comments.
It's us. It's us again, Scotty. It's us again who aren't going.
You're not going.
I'll be over for Wolves.
By the sounds of that.
These plastic fans, they come on the show, but they don't go to the game. Plastic fans. I'm looking specifically at somebody down here.
More plastic and Tesco's, mate.
Totally plastic.
That's hectic.
Right.
I get enough abuse at home.
I thought that's why you came on, Scotty.
I just like the way you abuse me. Is it after the watershed yet? No.
No, maybe not just yet, mate. Give it another
not
half
yet,
hour.
Right, okay.
The kids are
I'm on the team too.
Oh, I think we definitely will be, Brian. 100%. I think by the amount of 7 players that we've got out.
I was going to say, I don't think we've got much of a fucking chance. No.
Oh, gosh. Who have we got out now? We've got Bamford, Rafa, got a question mark over Harrison. That's 3.
Koch and Llorente.
Yeah.
And Strike on the suspension.
And mate, you know for a fact Adam Forshaw will just pull up in the warm-up as well. So that'll be another spot on the bench.
You have got to imagine that Adam Forshaw is loving this at the moment, this big, long injury list.
He's walking into the physio room and everyone's actually there for him, but he's not.
He's just there walking by the physio's room. Hi, guys. Hi. How you doing? I'm on the bench tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I know. Bamford out as well. If it were 5-a-side, we'd win.
If it was 5-a-side, I still wouldn't fancy our chances.
was going to say 𝘽𝙎, Calvin. Who else would you put in?
Calvin has been running the midfield since the start of the season anyway. So
he's the only one who hasn't dropped this season so far.
Yeah. Everybody's looked a little bit shit at different points in different places. Like, I think he's the only one that's maybe 𝘽𝙎 as well, to be fair. But
yeah, 𝘽𝙎 has been.
𝘽𝙎 saved our skins many a time. I can't get over how disappointed I was against Newcastle. I actually thought we'd actually give him an actual go, and I know we did at times, but I didn't expect for us to let them into the game so easily. And it was just so open. I mean, I know we play like that, but not like that. Like that was just like egging them on to like come on to us, and it's just yeah.
It felt like a defeat, didn't it? In the end,
yeah. I think if that penalty was given, it's a totally different game.
Oh, 100%. And the thing is, it wasn't a point 1, was it? To me, it was like 2 points lost. That's
2 points dropped. Yeah,
2 points dropped. Yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't cracking.
It's been a tough start to the season, hasn't it? Like it's very, very hard for us to be optimistic. You know, we're supposed to be trying to be as optimistic as we can and spread hope and joy. Oh wait, no, that's Christmas time. But it's difficult.
6 minutes. 6 minutes and you bought Christmas up.
Who bought Christmas up?
You.
Listen, my Halloween decorations went up tonight. Christmas is another wee while.
Martin, positive stuff, please. Stat me.
Well, I'm not too bad. I'm not as pessimistic as some. It's not been the best start, but it could have easily been worse. We've faced three of the teams who are in the top 5 now. I think Everton are still there, or have they dropped out of it now? They were anyway. And Burnley and Newcastle, we could have got a win, but they could have easily got a win as well. So it could have easily been worse. So there could have been more losses in there. I think once we pick up one win, it should start rolling a bit. Just need to get past this injury crisis. I'm hoping we can manage to at least get a draw tomorrow, and that should help. And then hopefully the first win of the season could be against Watford. That's one that I'm targeting anyway. Got plenty of time.
We haven't really got a big team until like Tottenham, I'd say, in November. Like West Ham are a good team, but after this, we have got winnable games, and fingers crossed. You'd like to think that it's been a hard start, hasn't it? Let's be honest. We've lost 2 games to Liverpool and Man United, which most teams will do. We've drawn against another team that we're in, Everton. And generally speaking, I mean, Burnley and Newcastle might be disappointing results, but I just think it could be worse. And to say the injuries we've got, the injuries we've had, the only thing that I'd say is disappointing, where I can understand why people are saying things like, are you not worried about this season? It's just the way that we're playing. It hasn't fully clicked yet. That's what's bothering me. I'm not worried. I don't buy the second season syndrome bullshit. I just think it's taking time to kick into gear. But look, we're not fucking Norwich. We're not going to go down with 12 points. Like, there are still at least, I'd say 5, 6, 7 teams far worse than us in this division. Like, we'll be okay.
I totally agree there, Phil. But when you say we've got winnable games, I counted Newcastle as a winnable game. We didn't.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
hard to really even back to that there.
I know, but this is where I feel less optimistic about it all, because I'm just thinking, well, when is that going to come? Because then we look at Watford. Yeah, that's a winnable game. That will be the game where, of course, we win. But what if we don't? Then we start to worry even more, and then it's just, I don't know. I mean, I know the start of the season could have been a lot worse, but still, 2 points. Was it 2? I don't even know how many points we're on now. start to get things in my eyes. I'm just like, I don't even look at the table because I don't even want to, because otherwise I'll cry. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to stay optimistic. I'm hoping we actually do well. West Ham did the double over us last season, so it would be nice to stick to them tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the way that they went against Manchester United in that cup game, I don't see us doing that. But I'm just hoping that whichever under 23s players that we use give the senior squad a bit more oomph, a bit more fire in their belly, and actually try and get something out of this game. Because I've got to say, in that cup game against Fulham, when we did the penalties, I felt more confident and felt more assured of the under 23s taking penalties than a senior squad, and that's saying something.
I mean, I was giving Firpo pelters for that in a minute, but he smashed. To be fair, the two people I'd given pelters in the group chat all the game, Rodrigo and Firpo, they smashed the penalties in. So that's about that bit.
Yep.
I'm going to put something on just because it's something that I think everyone wants to talk about, but I really want to talk about this whenever we can get round to it. I'm leaving it there for when you're going to go for it.
It's bait. It's the carrot dangling in front of your face.
Reeling you all in.
I think after the other night, I would rather see the under 23s come out tomorrow than anyone from the senior squad other than Meslier. 100%. 100%. And well, I said this to you the other night. I always forget about Calvin simply because he's reliable, he's consistent. He never really has a bad game, really. Yeah. So I always kind of just overlook him because it's like it's expected he'd be good. Yeah. But I think it was after whenever Bielsa had said it was a very average performance, and even had, I think when he was asked about Sturdy Dallas, I can't remember if it was post-match or if it was in the pre-match yesterday, he had said that he hasn't reached the same level as he did last season. And this is the first time that I can remember that Bielsa hasn't went, it was my fault. You know, and I was actually quite happy with that.
I think he did say
it was a very average performance.
He did put some of the blame on himself. He did say that he has to do better. I know that is definitely one of the things that he said in the press conference. He said some of the players aren't reaching the levels that they were last year, but he also said that he needs to do better. He did definitely shoulder some of it, but he did say that their performances could be improved, which you can't deny. You can't just say it's all my fault. That there is a slow start to the season. The players haven't quite got up to full pace yet.
So basing off, say, Bielsa saying obviously there's certain players not reaching the performances because they were last season. Do you reckon they've sort of hit their ceiling now? Because I'm looking at the likes of Ayling, Dallas now, and I'm thinking you definitely weren't the player you were last season. And I'm thinking, is it the fact that what is it? Is it the fact that you have hit your ceiling? Is it a mental thing? Do you know what I mean? Is it psychological, or is it the fact that because of all the years under Bielsa, have you just hit a block? A bit like what Klick had last season, where he wasn't tuning out the performances, had a bit of time off, and then he's come back like old Klick again. I just don't know. Because the thing is, we can't keep. I know Bielsa loves a small squad, but we can't keep putting round pegs in square holes.
Yeah,
I mean, we need to...
Definitely. I'd be inclined to agree, and that from Gail 100%. I think I've tried as much as I don't want to bash Liam Cooper because I think Liam Cooper is exempt from this chat, but I think we're now starting to see, like, if anyone's listened to Phil Hay over the last few years, he's always said when we got promoted, we'd slowly see a squad evolution take place where we slowly get rid of the old lot that won us the championship and got us up, and we'll bring in a new lot. And obviously we saw a miniature exodus over the summer, like Barry Douglas, Pablo Hernandez, Gaetano Berardi, Alioski, Helder Costa. Like, that's a good 5 players, and I'm probably missing a few off there that have gone from that title-winning tide.
Yeah.
And I think for me, the first few games of the season, the one person when I've been in the ground that has really bothered me with his performances is definitely Ayling. I defended him on here when Scott went for him a few games ago. I retract that now. Scott was right. I don't want to bash the players, but I do think it is time for Jamie Shack to get some game time now at right back.
Oh, yeah.
Martin, I can see you waiting to go for me in a few minutes. I'm going to let you. But for me, I do. there is a small cluster for me of. Again, it pains me to say Liam Cooper because I don't think he deserves to be in this group right now based on his performances. But like you just said with Rhiannon, with that peaking, I think Stuart Dallas, Luke Ayling, Liam Cooper, and I mean Adam Forshaw, to be honest, the end of the season could be gone anyway. Would you renew his contract based on the injuries over the last couple of seasons? It's hard to say, yes. But I think we are going to see that core group of experienced players. If they're not leaving, they are definitely going to be taking a step back into the kind of position that Rodrigo and Helder Costa are occupying on the bench. That's what I expect to see Dallas, Ayling, Forshaw, and sadly Cooper doing next season. If we stay in the Premier League, which I'm confident we will, people have always said Pascal Strike's going to start next season instead of Cooper. I'd be inclined to agree. Shackleton over Ayling at right back next season, I would agree. Dallas, obviously, I know he plays everywhere, but yeah, I do think these players will get phased out.
So who would you? So currently, but the thing is, this season there's no one really that I could replace Dallas with. So we're sort of in a sticky wick, aren't we?
It just depends about the position, though, doesn't it? Like, what position are you wanting to replace Dallas in? Is he a centre mid now? Is that what Stuart Dallas is?
He's used everywhere. You can't define what his position on what you'd need to bring in. You'd need to bring in someone similar to him. Basically a younger Stuart Dallas. You would need to bring in someone who is capable of playing in all these multiple positions. That is one of the reasons why I think we was linked with Nahitan Nandez in the summer. He's a similar player to Stuart Dallas. He can play both full backs. He can play on the wing. He can play in central midfield. That is the only thing we could do to replace Dallas.
So if Dallas is a midfielder, what about that?
Yeah, that could work. Shaq does look good in midfield. I would like to see more of James Shackleton. I think we will see more. It just depends on how the form of the first team players goes. But at the moment, it's just form being a bit low. We don't, in a couple of games that they could pick up that form and they could be back to the best from last year. We have faced 2 very strong sides so far who we're not going to expect to do well against, and they will look our players look worse than what they actually are. That's just the matter of it. They have got very expensive assembled side, especially Manchester United. They've spent a lot of money, and they've even made it even stronger with the bringing in of Cristiano Ronaldo. So you've got all these expensive squads. They will make our players look worse than what they are. The last game, I thought we saw a bit of an improvement in the first half. I thought we looked back to our normal selves, and that sort of dropped off as the second half went on. And I think if we can see more of what we saw in the first half, I think we're going to be fine. That was a very good start to it, and that was with some players missing as well. So I think we could well pick it up very soon. So have to keep the faith in this squad who have got us so far and done so well for us. I think it's a bit bad of us to already say that they've lost their level and they're not going to get it back.
It's not lost their level. I think it's reached their level.
Yeah,
I think it's reached their peak. 9th in the Premier League was an overachievement. Let's say we finish 11th this season. I think that's where the glass ceiling is for some of them players. Gail, thank you for depressing me even more than I already was.
I think, to be fair, what Gail has said, and I know some other people in the comments have said it, I think that's down to how we finished the season. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't say it now. I mean, with see whereabouts we finish this season, and then it depends how inspiring Bielsa is, and it's probably to see what our transfer window would be for next season, and then that's probably what would make KP's mind up, or Rafinha's, and whether they wanted to leave for a team that you can guarantee European football, etc., etc. So,
I mean, think if City
KP
come in
would be able
for,
to walk into any top 6 team.
exactly, and how do you say no to them? That's the problem. And do we hold him back? I don't want him to go. I don't want either of them to go. But
no, not at all.
It pains me to say it. It could happen, but Leicester have sold Harry Maguire for somehow 80 million quid and moved on. They've sold Riyad Mahrez for a daft amount of money, moved on. Like, it isn't the end of the world. That is the model we're going for, and if anything, it's a good thing that we've actually managed to get players like that through the door without spending daft amounts of money, so that we can sell them on for big money and make something of the. That's how you have to play the game in the Premier League. It's what you have to do. So if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't honestly think that KP will go so soon, unless we get relegated, which isn't going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. He does have a strong foundation of loyalty with this club and with this city. He knows how much he values his family. He had a wavering of confidence after we didn't get promoted, which any person would do. And that was when he was considering Aston Villa. And then he spoke to Granny Val, and she said, "Well, you stay here," and he did.
That's it.
And
the story.
And it's history. So he passed his crisis of faith in that season, and I think he could stick around a lot longer than what other players in his shoes would do. Rafinha, on the other hand, is a totally different kettle of fish. He wants to play for the biggest clubs in the world. You can tell. He wants to play in the Premier League. He's got here. Now he wants to play for one of the bigger clubs in the Premier League. It will happen. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but it will come in the next couple of years, and we'll have to say bye. But that will bring us a lot of money in, easily 60 to 70 million, and that can increase our squad depth with another 2 players. And who knows who's even going to be manager at that point. We all would love to see Bielsa here for another 10 years, but realistically, it may not happen.
I can see 𝘽𝙀𝙎 is fishing for a bite, and I'm not gonna bite, even though I want to bite.
I know I'm not putting the bitey ones
No,
up.
exactly. It's like, he wants me to bite.
Why has he got a Leeds badge? Why has he got a Leeds badge on there if he's going to? I'm sorry, I near bet. That's
what he does. It's always the opposite to what. He always gives the opposite to your opinion, just to get a bite, just to get a rise.
It's
all it's all out. So, guys, right, what do you think our lineup's going to be then tomorrow? When with all our team members, with all Bamford and Rafinha and Llorente, Koch, and anyone else who's out.
Well, we know who's in net, don't we? That one's pretty solid.
That is solid.
Yeah, Stuart Dallas.
Yeah.
He might pull a performance out of his back pocket. You never know.
He'd do
So
it.
we've got Meslier in net. Like, should we do a vote? Who every position? Who's at right back?
I'm going to say Shax.
I say Shaq.
Actually, I would put there, but God knows what Bielsa's going to do.
Shaq, yeah, I'd say it should be Shaq at right back.
Is everyone saying that even if Ayling is fully fit and ready to go?
Yes.
Well, if Ayling's fit, Ayling will play there.
Yeah, this is it.
I'm not set. Bielsa loves Ayling, and
you don't think Ayling might go right?
That's possible, but I think we might like to see Cresswell, but we'll see. It all depends on. So if we move on from the right back to right centre back, who would we all have right centre back? I'm going Charlie Cresswell.
Cresswell, yeah.
I agree, Cresswell.
I think Cresswell. The difference between last season and this season, if you start Luke Ayling at right centre back tomorrow, Aerially, it'll get dominated by Antonio, 𝘽𝙎𝙎, O'Connor, set pieces. We'll get molested. But Charlie Cresswell is a big boy.
Not in a good way.
He's a big physical presence. And I genuinely believe that if Bielsa believes in him the way that he's spoken about him over the last few days, I think he is leaning towards starting Cresswell. Either way, it's alongside Cooper. I mean, I know
there's no one else who you can put there at the moment.
There's potentially the experiment of KP at centre back, but I don't want to see that. I want to see KP where he belongs.
Yeah.
It'd be a great learning experience for Cresswell as well, I think. To be playing alongside Cooper, captain of the club, brilliant experience for Cresswell, and it can only do him good. Even if we do get hammered, I think he'll learn a lot off Cooper the more.
You've got a match.
Because that's what I was going to say. It's like, if you're going to play Cresswell, you got to put Cooper next to him because you need that leadership.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think it's a physical game. You have to go to physical centre backs. You can't go with someone who's going to get bullied in the air like Ayling does.
No. And we'll see a lot of Ayling flops. We'll see more of them as we centre back.
So obviously, like, votes are coming in. You see, maybe we've all just got rid of Ayling too soon, but
I only said Ayling. I said to Shaq if Ayling wasn't fit. If Ayling's fit, I want Ayling.
Yeah,
I've completely just
long-haired god. I've got to stick by my long-haired boys.
I've just sort of lost a bit of faith in Ayling these first few matches. I just feel like I messaged you the other night, Phil, and I told you, ball watcher Bill, we've been calling him here. Too many times he's being caught out of position, dragged out of position.
Yeah.
And aside from the goal against Man U or Scum, I just don't feel he has done anything positive to affect the game. I know he's had lots of good passes and things, but nothing's ever come of anything. I feel he's unfortunately in these first 5 matches been more of a liability.
Yeah, I must admit, I know I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot here because statistically I am talking shit. I know that, but when I've been in the ground, the thing that has pissed me off when I've been watching Ayling is his passing. Like, statistics wise, like, he's actually like our best passer. He's completed the most passes, long and short and mixed. Like, he's numbers wise, it looks like he's doing fine. But for me, just judging it on face value from what I'm seeing at Ellen Road when I've been there, he'll ping a ball and it goes nowhere. He will go short and it'll go nowhere. For me, the person that's giving the ball away the most is Ayling.
I mean, I've got to agree there, Phil. Like, because I noticed that, like, as well. Like, when the last game I was at, I think it was Everton, and it just kept happening again and again and again.
I'm happy to back the players, but I also think you've got to be realistic. And if they're not in form, and you've got someone who is young and energetic and in form, because when he's played, Shackleton has been shit hot, whether it's been right back or midfield.
Well, he's got the pace behind him, hasn't he? And he just runs. It's just that pure pace on him. Like, it's like
everything's 100 miles an hour all the fucking time. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they used to be like last season, like Ayling, etc. Like, Ayling just never stopped last season, and now it just, like I say, I think from last season with the pre-season and like this bit, they've sort of hit a ceiling at the moment. Like they've hit just stuck like a block, a bit like click. And so I just think they just need a bit of a rest, and then come maybe 5 games later, they'll be back to their usual self again.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope anyway, because I love Ayling. Like, I think he's brilliant. Like, I think Dallas is amazing. I mean, last season I couldn't stop talking about him. He was my favorite. Like, he's still my favorite player. But I got
just that accent, she likes.
Penalty. Like, there's just something not right in the team at the moment. I don't know if it's to do with the dressing room, if it's just a bit I don't know if it's just a bit unsettled. To me, when I watch them, the unity that because we had last season is just not there. Like when they because when we played last season, regardless of whether we were losing 4-1 or not, we still kept going and we were still on the same wavelength. We were running literally. They didn't even have to look up. They could just ping a ball and knew that someone was there to pick it up. And now it's just like it's fallen apart. Like that's just not happening this season.
I'm just going to cut in and say left back. Is everyone saying 𝘽𝙀?
Yeah.
That's where I would have had Dallas.
Right, okay. Just because...
Because I think Dallas, at the minute, Dallas, for me, is our best left-back option. He played really well there when he did play there, and 𝘽𝙀's just not... I don't know if he's just sort of clicked with the squad or if he's just sort of got up to speed yet, and it's taken a while. But for me, anyway, that's Dallas. Why do I always do it? I go into a wee frigging debate and a lecture about a choice, but yeah.
I can agree with you. I think 𝘽𝙀 has been disappointing so far, and people don't get me wrong. I don't want 𝘎𝙢𝙎 back. I'm not going to lie to you, mainly because I don't miss my girlfriend going on about him 24/7. But honestly, like I do think 𝘽𝙀 has far more in him than I think he does in the long run. But I don't think he's delivered as of yet, apart from that penalty the other night. And
I will have a rebuttal on this, by the way.
You what, mate?
I will have a rebuttal on 𝘽𝙀.
But no, I would. Yeah, I think you've got to persist with him. Before he left Betis for Barca, he was shit hot. He's had a couple of years out, and I think he's just getting to grips with it. It takes a while to get to grips with our system, anyway. And I as much as Dallas is out of form, I wouldn't say he's our best left back for a start, but I would also still say that we do need him in midfield because we look shit in midfield without him. And that's where this comes in. What do we think to 4-2-3-1 rather than 4-1-4-1?
It probably won't happen.
I thought that's what did happen the other night at Newcastle, to be honest. I've actually seen us looking a bit more 4-2-3-1 lately.
I've noticed nothing like it's sort of been KP who's been back. The only thing that's been different is KP's been pushing further forward to press than what he has been. I think he might have taken that from when he was playing in England because he presses a lot higher for England, and I think that's sort of made its way into his game with us. I mean, that could well be a Bielsa instruction. We don't know. But he does definitely has been pressing further up the field. But most of the time, he has been the main sole defensive midfielder, and Klich and whoever else is in central midfield alongside him have been further forward than he has in general. But back to the 𝘽𝙀 thing, I know a lot of people have said how 𝘽𝙀's had a bad start, and you've got to remember that he has barely played for the past 2 years. And
it's fair.
He's coming into one of the most intense teams in the world. Also, one of the only teams in the world who play a man-to-man marking system. That is not something which barely any teams in Europe do. There's a couple in Italy, Sampdoria and Atalanta are the ones which stick out. They're the only ones who are headed by Bielsa, so they're one of the only teams that help you besides us who do man-to-man marking. It's going to take 𝘽𝙀 a while to get to grips with that. However, despite his slow start, he's completed more tackles than anyone else in our team besides Calvin Phillips. He's come up against Mohamed Salah in the league, and despite Salah scoring, he actually did well in that game. I felt. He did.
No, he didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He did.
He got destroyed, mate. For 90 minutes, he got destroyed.
He did not get destroyed for 90 minutes. Salah completed.
Really looked like it.
Salah completed 2 dribbles past him, and 𝘽𝙀 stopped him 4 times. So he didn't do as bad as people thought. People remember the bad things a lot worse than what they remember the good things that he does.
No, mate, I was saying it was shit while I was there. It looked shit.
No, see, at the start of the game, I was agreeing with you. And then I put something up on Twitter about 𝘽𝙀 in that game, and lots of people defended him. And then I actually looked back over it myself, and I ended up agreeing. he was up against probably the best wide forward in the world. If you look at his goals, if you're looking across his goals and assists over the past few years, second only to Harry Kane last year for goals scored, and previous years to that, he's a very, very good player. No fullback in the world can do well against him for a full 90 minutes. No one can. It's just a matter of fact. Maybe some players back in the day, but he's a very good player. Anyone would struggle against him, but he's done well for me. He's not been fantastic, but he's done as well as can be expected coming into a team like ours, and he's learning all the time and doing the best he can to adapt. That's my sermon anyway.
So, thank you, Mike Wynn, for your £5. So, he says, guys and girls, do you think we are going to lose Phillips with the buyout clause? Big Six coming for him. Well, I
didn't know there was a buyout clause.
Well, we've staved off the Big Six, haven't we? The transfer window just gone, because even Angus said loads of offers came in for KP and shot them down. Like I said earlier, depending on the outcome of this season, I don't know, KP may have some thoughts, but it may all depend on who we bring in at the end of the season and the next transfer window, which could make his decision of whether he stays or goes. But like what's been said before, you know, he does have that loyalty to us as well, which may make him stay an extra season or two.
I don't think he goes unless we go down.
Yeah.
Or unless, like, maybe if we go down, he goes. Or maybe the end of next season, if we still haven't stepped up and got any higher than 9th again, then maybe we start to look eventually. But look at Harry Kane, man. He's won fuck all for years and he's still going. So they don't all leave for money, do they?
No, or like Harry Kane, you don't have a choice but to stay at Spurs because
Look, it's all his own choice. It's saying they're out of...
Like, did he like say, I'm not turning up to training, and then he just like had to turn up to training because no one would buy him?
Well, he tried to do a car and carnage and blamed COVID, didn't he?
Yeah.
But no, I didn't even know there was a buyout clause. This is the first I've even heard of a buyout clause for Phillips.
I didn't know there was a buyout clause.
There isn't a buyout clause for Phillips.
I don't think there is. As far as I'm aware, anyway, I've never heard anything about buyout. I think there might be like a...
I don't think we've anything to worry about Phillips.
Kick on, then maybe we let him go if the price is right, but I don't think there's a clause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, daft question. Everybody's going Calvin, CDM, single pivot.
Yeah.
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 Right.
He does the job of two players anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He does it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like on the wing, we know Dan James is going to play, isn't he?
You think?
Yeah, because if Rafinha's out, Dan James is going to go in. But isn't there still a question mark over Jack Harrison? I mean, I've heard some in the Twitterverse, some rumors that he may actually bring it back.
Well, he's only a doubt. Bielsa didn't say that he was definitely out.
Yeah.
Mate, so, I assume if they're fit, they start the pair of them.
Yeah, but that's only because he missed last game because of COVID. But I'm sure isn't there like a 2-week rule thing where he probably has to miss next week? No.
It's 10 days isolation.
No, I think it's only 8 days, isn't it? Or 10 days?
Mate, they're all professional footballers.
In England, it's 10 days.
They can buy the way out of these laws anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't apply to them, does it?
Only if you're in the Big Six.
So if Harrison is actually in the team, I reckon it'll be Dan James on the right, Harrison on the left.
I think if they're both fit, they both start, and James is on the bench. I just don't. I don't see him ever dropping either of them if they're fit.
No.
Even if it's the wrong choice. to be honest.
I'd agree. I think it is quite likely that we do see Rafinha and Harrison, but if either of them drop out, then Somerville can come in or James can come in.
And that pace off the bench is a good thing.
Yeah. Then moving on to the more controversial part,
it's a massive improvement.
Central midfield.
Yay. Click is the only one I'm happy with.
Who is there to pick?
Well, who do you pick? Mateus Click, I think, has been much better this season than last season, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
But who goes next to him? Because for me, Shackleton...
Big Stuart Dallas. Stuart Dallas, for me, will probably start. I would, however, like to see Shackleton. I'd like to see Click and Shackleton next to each other. They've got Shackleton is like Click. He's got a lot of energy to his game, and that could complement Click very well. And not on top of that, he does have defensive awareness as well.
Yeah. So if A-League,
no, Wayman's up front. There you go, Just Joe channel. Get yourself on, lad.
So if Ayling is right back, it would be nice to see Shax alongside Click in midfield, just for that injection of pace.
To
go.
What? No, Tyler Roberts. Are we going there or?
See Tyler Roberts ever appear on the pitch, please? Ever. I'm
better starting with him. He's not we keep saying this all the time. He's not an impact sub, and I don't know. I'd rather see him start and then the likes of Rodrigo or someone come on for him. Bielsa seems to have a lot of faith in him, and I don't get it.
I agree with that.
He's enough. I don't want him to start.
I don't want him. Look, don't get me wrong. I like Tyler, and I think he's got a lot of potential. I do, seriously. I think he's got a lot of potential, but he's just not showing me why I need to have, why I should have this faith in him, and he's not proving himself in any way, shape, or form in my eyes. So I'd rather.
I agree with you.
I've got.
It's really hard because do you know what? I know everyone's saying, "Oh, get behind your players, back your players," and I'm miserable to get here right now. But it doesn't say on the walls in Leeds, "Get behind the players before the team." It says "Side before self," not self before say. If I'm in work and I'm doing a bad job, I will get called out on it. Flat out, I will get called out. I'll get disciplined, whatever. But yeah, that's, I've been wanting Tyler Roberts to do so well.
I just struggle with it. Like when it comes to certain players, you're so miserable, but you're still fucking Santa. Like, how can you be miserable and Santa?
Yeah. Because Santa's split personality is Krampus as well. So when it comes to certain players, I'm going to go full Krampus on them. But no, I've really, really wanted Tyler Roberts to do well for years. I've just always wanted him to do well. And yes, do you know what? Seeing you look at some of the stats make him look better than he is. But it's, say 10 passes completed. But where did they lead to? What did it do? Nothing. I just think Roberts' his time's going to be up soon if he doesn't do something. Bielsa can't justify keep playing him. I'm sorry, but he can't.
Yeah, I think he's
sorry
than some of the other people we've got, though. Surely, right?
No, but the thing is, when I see Tyler Roberts on the pitch, and I just think, great, he's actually picked up the ball and he's going for it. And then he takes a shot on goal. It's just, I think it's just his whole aspect of his game. Like, he doesn't really think before he shoots. Because in most instances, he'll shoot and then he'll be gutted because it's gone straight down the mouth of the goalkeeper or it's gone wide or whatever. And I'm just thinking, you could have passed to a different player and we could have scored a goal.
That's poor decision making, though, isn't it?
This is it. It's poor decision making. It's not, and the amount of times he has tried to score a goal, it's gone down the mouth of the keeper. So I just think, well, you haven't. either you keep slicing the ball, or you're not putting enough power behind it. Again, like I say, it's down to decision making, and it's just frustrating the hell out of me. So even when I see, and he's just not he's not an impact sub, because I don't know, I just don't have any confidence when he comes on. I just can't get excited when I watch him play.
Do you think it's maybe because we're at the top tier of English football, our expectation is so much higher, and he just hasn't stepped up? He just isn't that player to make the impact. Would he be served better getting a loan away to a championship side for a year to get that confidence and experience, maybe? Because we can't afford to be.
So do you think he's
just to give him a chance
working for Wayne Rooney than he is for Bielsa? Do you really think Rooney and his fucking fat pie hands can do a better job than Bielsa? Like 7 days a week? Not going to happen.
No, Phil. I mean, I just think it's not just that. You can't just look at it as just that. At the end of the day, it's he's. But the thing is, at the same time, you think, well, what is he actually benefiting from? Like, we all know Bielsa has done wonders with this team, but you're saying about Rooney and Bielsa. But what is Roberts actually proving on the pitch to us? That because he's actually benefiting from what Bielsa's teaching him. He's like,
I thought he did have a good run towards the end of last season, if I'm honest. I think he had a really.
I only saw him playing well in two games, and one of them was Leicester. I know that. Only 2 games, he did well, and we thought.
I thought there was a solid 8-game run.
I agree with Phil there.
I think there was a run of consistent performances. Like, don't get me wrong, there weren't 10 out of 10s or 9.5s, should I say? But like, they were like a solid 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. They weren't 5s and 4s and 3s. We weren't hammering him every week. We even had Chris Kelly, who hates Tyler Roberts, on here going, you know what? I was hard on Tyler Roberts. I think he's doing all right. He's putting in a run. Like, even Chris came round to him.
He still wasn't making the impact that we wanted in the games.
No, I understand. Like, he didn't get the goal return he should do. He didn't set up the goals that he should do.
This is why he is a squad player. Every
I
team has room for squad players who aren't ready for the first team. If he was playing for 40 games a season and still not doing it, then
he shouldn't start.
It's been long enough. Surely he should be showing some sign of being ready.
Each player develops at a different time. You've got players like 𝘽𝙀𝙎, 𝘽𝙀𝙎,
and Roberts. And how is that even possible?
I think that's actually not a bad point. I've ignored quite a few of the ones you've put because they seem a little bit like trying to get us to react, but you've got a point with that one. How can our expectation be so high if people think we overachieved by finishing 9th? Which is, it's kind of true.
Because we're Leeds.
And we should win the league.
Because we're Leeds.
Champions of Europe.
Oh.
Look, that is the most obvious sentence. I mean, thank you for saying it because it needs saying, but that's the most obvious sentence in the world. And like, I'm happy with Dan James coming in, but I feel like we've pissed 25 million. It needs to piss up because we needed a midfielder. Like, you know, on the Tyler Roberts thing.
No, but I'm glad we've got Dan James because
I'm happy with that.
We needed a more direct winger, and we've got one.
Yeah, he's an improvement on 𝘽𝙀𝙎, hands down. But like, you know how I was saying we don't send Roberts to Rooney to improve, but you know there is Corberan in the Championship. I would happily let him go Corberan, and we get O'Brien.
But what my point was leading to, Phil, in regards to what you said about that, was that it's not just about the manager improving. He needs experience. He needs game time. He needs time to actually learn the decision making.
Game time.
Because
he's getting game time in the Premier League. Is that not the experience he needs?
It's not enough, is it? Coming on for 20 minutes? It's not enough. Whereas in the Championship, he could have a whole 90 minutes to actually make improvement.
I get your point. You're not wrong.
that I mean, that's what I'm looking at, the slightly more bigger picture of it. I understand Rooney isn't going to make as good an impression on Roberts as Bielsa would. But
I'm just happy I managed to get Rooney just dug out here, and it's not just me. Any Derby fans watching, you're having a nice time, yeah.
Oh, he's just a big ball of frustration for me. So.
Daft question: who starts up front tomorrow? Then Tyler Roberts, yeah.
No, Rodrigo. But it won't happen, will it? Or
Mate,
will
get 𝘽𝙎 in.
Well, 𝘽𝙎's played 90 minutes today.
No, so he's just played 90 minutes. Yeah.
I need to do it again.
Yeah, 𝘽𝙎's definitely not playing.
No. It would be nice though.
What about Greenwood?
He played as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's definitely.
He could be on the bench.
Rodrigo or Roberts. Those are the end two. It's going to be.
Yeah, I've got a strong feeling it could be Rodrigo.
I think he'll be upset.
I think Roberts starts up front and Rodrigo starts in midfield, and then we all get pissed off that both of them are playing.
No, but I think Rodrigo.
Because that's the only thing I don't want to see. I want to see Rodrigo. Bamford's out injured, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
This is your time to shine. Go up front.
Yeah, exactly.
Go up front, pal. Like, I want to see Rodrigo up front tomorrow, and I want to see him score a goal and take chances. And I want to see if Roberts plays, Roberts can come off the bench and maybe support Rodrigo or replace him if he's not doing the job. But I don't want to see Roberts start up front with Rodrigo starting midfield. No. That won't make me very.
Rodrigo would be very upset if that happened as well.
No.
We've also got to remember against West Ham, they've got a very, very solid central midfield.
Yes.
Probably one of the most solid midfield partnerships in Europe. Definitely. Declan Rice, I love. He's great. And 𝘽𝙎 as well. They both complement each other very, very well, and that's going to be very tough to break down.
Yeah. You notice how the KP and Rice thing just went away? We're allowed to like both now.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice, isn't it? I don't have any beef with West Ham. Like, I want to come on the show the night before and just like piss off some West Ham fans, but I've got nothing other than nice things to say about them, and it's kind of disappointing.
Well, it's because of that romance.
Said
Romance. Can't help but like Declan.
Yeah, Declan Rice is good. Yeah. David Moyes is a good manager.
And he admires Bielsa as well, does Moyes, with Moyes. You can't say a bad word about him. I know he was managing Man United not too long ago, but he got screwed over by
Man United. He did a Leeds fan's job of that, though, managing Man United.
He did. He did.
What is
he did?
I think Scott is just sort of stuck in like a -10 second loop where every joke that gets made, he laughs 10 seconds later, which automatically makes the jokes more funny.
Because I'm just like thinking, what's it like?
Hey?
I'm just a very jolly person, for God's sake.
What? He's got to be jolly.
That's a politically correct way of saying happy and fat. Jolly.
I was literally just about to say we have nearly managed a full hour with Scotty on a stream where we haven't veered off on a tangent. We haven't gone anywhere that might get us demonetized. I think Rihanna has done such a good job of taking care of you.
Keeping me in line, yeah.
She's proper.
Because you go off on a tangent with me.
I know we're
jump on that tangent bus and you go for the ride.
Right, guys, you're going off on a tangent now.
Yeah, we've done it now.
So, are we gonna go through predictions for tomorrow? Oh, what is there?
Oh, Andy.
What is everyone saying?
Andy.
Yeah, get your predictions in, guys, and I'll flash them up on the screen.
Lot of draws.
I'm going to say the draw is the only thing that won't happen tomorrow. 100% it won't be a draw. I think we either get absolutely battered or we shock everyone and we absolutely batter them. But it definitely won't be a draw. And now I've said that, it'll be a draw.
I'm absolutely...
I can't see us battering them.
No, I can't.
No. I mean, no, I don't think anybody can.
We're definitely the underdog.
We might sneak it.
The fact that they've won the double over us last season, the fact that they're so good at set pieces, the fact that they've got 𝘽𝙀𝙎, they've got Ryan, Antonio, even Benrahma, they're just going to cause us so many issues. And I'm just hoping that the under 20 actually give the senior squad players the bottle back, and hopefully we can put up a bit of a fight. But I don't.
Yeah, a performance I think is the most important thing.
Yeah,
we need a performance. Absolutely.
100%.
So Riri, what are you going?
Yeah. I hate it when I say that we're going to lose, but I'm going to have to say 2-1.
Are you allowed to say?
Well, I always said that I couldn't predict, like I couldn't bring myself to predict a loss, but I really can't see us getting anything out of this. I really can't. I've
always been shouted at when I said we're going to lose.
That's just because it's you, mate. You're Santa. You're meant to be positive.
I just think just because of...
I'm positive we're going to get tanked tomorrow.
It's the gap between the joke and the laugh still doing it for me.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a laugh now.
So Phil, you...
What the hell?
I don't know, like in my article, I said literally what I've just said a minute ago. Like, I think we either get absolutely tonked because of how understrength we are, or we shock everyone and we tonk them. And like, but then I bottled it and just said, fuck it, it'll be a goalless draw. So it's one of them. Normally, I'm not shy of making a prediction, but I haven't got a fucking clue. I'm most likely inclined to say we'll lose, but I really don't ever like to say we'll lose. I said we wouldn't lose to Man United or Liverpool, so I'm not going to come on air and say that we're going to lose to West Ham. So 0-0.
It's not going to be 0-0.
No, I don't think so. I just don't know what else to say.
But look, okay, I'm gonna be a bit more positive. I know I just said 2-1 to West Ham, but I'm just hoping, I'm more positive about a draw. I don't think we're gonna win it. I'm just hoping we get something out of it, even though I don't think we will.
I would take. I'd take a draw now, but I'd take a narrow defeat that we've actually turned up and played in.
Yeah, like I say, it's like what you said. It's all about the performance, isn't it? Making sure that we've got that back, because at the moment we're just not seeing it.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you think, Martin and Scotty? What predictions do you think?
I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to us.
Ooh.
I'm going to go for Cresswell having a very impressive display in his debut, and Meslier pulling off some heroics to keep us in the game. It all depends on what happens in the first half. If we can stop West Ham from scoring in the first half, I think we will wear them down. I think it could end up being that we nick a late goal. And if I'm going to put a player onto the goal, I'm going to say Liam Cooper. Because why not? Liam Cooper with a header in like the 80th minute, something like that. But I'm getting a bit specific with this, and this is going to come back and bite me on the ass. But screw it.
Is it a corner or a free kick?
Corner.
No, it's a left-footed volley from 40 yards, Rihanna.
yeah. Why not?
Actually, halfway line earlier.
I just love that. I'd love that to see Liam Cooper actually score a proper goal that doesn't use his head.
Mate, Chris Kelly's sat there thinking, if he's watching this right now, he's thinking it's a fucking overhit pass that's gone in by accident. Love you, Chris. Have a nice holiday, mate.
Yeah. What about you, Scott? What do you think it's going to be?
Well, I think if what Martin said comes to pass, when I'm over for the Wolves game, I shall be buying each of you a bottle of the finest bottom shelf lager. But I want to try and I want to try and give a positive spin, because honestly, deep down inside, I do think we're going to get, pardon the pun, hammered. But I think if the team selects right,
and that's his positive spin. Thanks, Scott.
and if the players show up, like, you know, if listen, if the team selection's right and the players really do knuckle down tomorrow, I can see us going on and winning 2-1. I don't see us keeping a clean sheet at all. There's no way. West Ham are absolutely in form. Hey, Monty, the Leeds here. What are you doing? Who's scoring for us?
Get out now. No, I can't help it. It's Irish.
Who's scored? That's not even my accent. Not even my accent. Not even close. So who's scoring for us?
Yeah.
Tyler Roberts.
Ooh.
Oh, I like it.
Being controversial now, aren't you, Scott?
Stuart McKinstry.
Well, that's it. Because see, if I sit and say he's crap and he can't do this, and he'd go out and he'd get a blinking hat trick tomorrow.
Mate, I fucking
You know
love
what?
that.
If he does, I will come on and say I was wrong.
Will you get a tattoo of his face on your head? That can be your forfeit.
I don't know who he's talking to.
Well, all of you, to be honest. Mainly Rhiannon, but
Hey, I've not dissed Tyler Roberts once on this show.
I ain't shaving this.
She has to get a Welsh dragon with the face of Tyler Roberts.
on an arm or something. An arm.
No.
Worth a
No.
try.
Or a big tyro across the neck.
I work in respectable NHS, thank you. I can't have that kind of stuff plastered over my body.
Bad.
All right. But this just got a trump.
No tangent. Behave, Scotty. Behave.
No. We're back
Naughty
to Tyler
Tyler.
Roberts on a hat trick.
Honestly.
Come on, let's cheer it up for Tim.
That's what I'd do. I'll get a tattoo of Melier if he does it.
So 1 minute.
If Melier gets a hat trick,
No.
Let's give something positive other than, I mean, we have said Tyler Roberts and Liam Cooper score tomorrow and we win. So I don't know what more positivity you want, but
I'll give some more positivity. Also, tomorrow, Luke Ayling is going to turn his season around, and he's going to have a proper good game if he plays.
thank you for that, Martin.
Oh, Scotty's moved. Scotty's there now.
well, here we've had a longer cup run in the Carabao Cup than Scum. Can we take that as a positive for this week?
He's the stat man. Fuck me and Martin. Scotty's here for the win.
Our chances of winning a title are currently higher than Scum.
Not going to agree with that one. No.
Nah,
Even if it's a cup, I still think there's the FA Cup. Champions League's not happening, but, you know, the league could happen.
For either of us.
What, for Leeds? I'd take the
Champions
trophy,
League?
the 11th. The 11th trophy. That's a good
that's all I want. Stay safe in this division. That's all I want from this season.
Yep. I would take a nice cup run and finish 17th. We're still here. We're still at the dance.
Yeah.
The only way is up.
So
Baby.
where will you two? Stop singing. Where will you two be watching the game tomorrow?
I'll be watching from home, surrounded by my many children.
Scotty, without singing the answer.
I'm not getting to watch it because my wife is an inconsiderate, uncaring woman and decided to book us away for a night away and forgot that I would be watching football, and she didn't take that into account. So I'm going to take my fire stick and watch it in the hotel.
She sounds truly awful, Scott.
She's a horrible person.
How dare she?
It's hardly a holiday. We're going to port like Poundland version of Blackpool.
Poundland version of Blackpool.
It doesn't even have a roller coaster. You're going to get me upset here. But yes, I'll try my best to watch it in the hotel.
Rihanna,
were you watching it?
Rub it in their face. Where are we going to be tomorrow?
At Ellen Road?
Of course we are. Where are you sitting, my dear?
Wedge. Cheese wedge.
Nice.
It ain't easy being cheesy. Hopefully I'll be in the cheese wedge for Wolves.
So I was meant to be taking a lucky competition winner in the South Stand with me, but unfortunately said competition winner has not got in touch. If you are watching and you have seen your name on the last show and you have won, please get in touch really fucking fast, because otherwise I'm stuck with Oscar. Yes, I mean Oscar. How are we doing, guys? I am with Oscar. That's where I'll be. So.
I'm sure you'll find someone outside the ground.
Nah, it's all right. I love Oscar, really. And if I can sit there for 90 minutes, giving him 0.5s so that he throws himself off the South Stand, I think that's going to be worth it. So if we do get battered tomorrow and I have just managed to drive Oscar completely and utterly fucking insane by the end of it, it'd all be a good day, really, to be honest.
Fairs.
Obviously, anyone going down, I don't know if we're meant to share our location, but we will be obviously at the stadium. You know where we're sitting. We will be having a drink probably before and after. So if you want to come and find us and say hello, there was a few lovely people last time that offered to buy us a drink. So if that's you and you want to do that, that's fine with me. Saves me a bit of my taxi fare home. So we will be in Billy's.
Phil's brew money's not in yet.
Mate, you'd be surprised. I've Scott. Been a week.
I know. So do I. Oh, that's right. You've 2 kids now.
No, shocking. But yeah,
rookie numbers. Rookie numbers.
I know.
I need one more just to even it out.
Oh, I thought we'd got onto a positive note, guys. I thought we'd cheered you all up.
Why are you putting that up? Wait.
I don't know. It was just the most recent one.
Now, Smith, go home. I'm only joking now. You're entitled to your opinion.
Wow.
Take Tyler to the game, someone said. Oh, that's horrible.
There's not a lot of fairy love in that comment.
Then obviously, like, just for the last time, I will flash it up. We're not backing Leeds. We all want Leeds United to win. We are all very confident in Bielsa and the players, but it is our job to come on here and reflect on how the season's gone. We have 3 points from 5 games, which we have said positive things about in the last hour and 10 minutes. But at the end of the day, it does need to improve. We need a first win of the season. We are backing the boys. We obviously want a win tomorrow. 2 of us, non-plastic fans, will be there in the flesh to enjoy a win against West Ham. And obviously, I'm going to say the same. Thank you, Rhiannon, for being a wonderful hostess.
Thank
you.
you.
Obviously, you two. Cheers.
Oh. That near hit me, Rihanna. What are you doing?
Well, that was for Milo, so I don't know. So I don't
Must
know
have
where
went through a portal or something. Near hit me.
Are we going to call it a night and we'll see everybody tomorrow after a game of wonderful opportunism and glorious results?
Yes,
Fingers crossed.
And also, because the game is Saturdays, it's Sunday morning. Sometime on Sunday, it will be the fan debate for the review of the game.
Yeah. Don't forget, obviously, the Just Giving page is still open if you want to make donations to our charitable causes. We have obviously done the 3 peaks. We've done the charity football game. More is coming and will be revealed soon. If you can like, subscribe, and obviously just donate any money you can to the Just Giving page. Obviously, it's a fantastic cause. They do great work in the community for children, hospitals, and obviously it says Leeds United on it. So that's why we've gone for that cause. It's the Leeds United Foundation, and we'll be working with them hopefully over the season to raise even more money. See you tomorrow, Rhiannon.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Enjoy the game.
Scott and Martin.
Game all.
Won't see you tomorrow, but enjoy.
Bye.
Nice to see you all again. Bye.
Bye.
It's like the end of Family Fortunes.